From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage live on the ECC network. Tonight's matchup features the College of Staten Island Dolphins taking on the Queens College Knights in East Coast Conference play. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst, and another Nick Bavona. This is the McDonald's pregame show from the College of Staten Island. Huge game tonight, Nick D, as the Dolphins look to take a step. They can't secure their playoff spot tonight, but they can take a step in that direction with a win this evening.
Yeah, we'll get the Nick D. We'll get the Mickey D pregame show started here as we had somebody walk through the camera. But here we are, the big three over here for the broadcast tonight. It's going to be our privilege to bring this game to you at home. The stakes couldn't be any bigger tonight, Joe.
Well, Nick, you're a bit out of the frame. I have to lean in just a bit. There you go. That's Nick Bavona to my left on the right side of your screen, Nick. You got a chance to watch the women's game earlier tonight from over at the Stats Desk. A big win for the CSI women. What did the men have to do to make it a sweep for CSI tonight?
Well, I think you saw in that last game, Joe, Bryce Waterman had a big-time game for CSI. He had 26 points in the win on the road. So for CSI, I think they're going to just have to get out of the gate, get it off to a nice hot start. Crash the boards, because the last time they played Queens College, they got out-rebounded by 14 rebounds. So that's going to be a key factor in tonight's game. And like you said, it's a huge game. With the conference records being that close between these two teams, it's a must-win for both of them to get into the playoffs.
As you saw on your screen at the top of the broadcast, the Dolphins came in with a 7-15 overall record. The Knights also 7-15 on the year. In conference play, the Dolphins are 5-8. They have played 2 more conference games than Queens. The Knights just 4-7 against the East Coast Conference. And coming out of tonight's matchup, if the Dolphins are able to pick up the win, that's 2 games over Queens in the win column for CSI. However, if the Knights win, any tiebreaker that would result from the 2 teams having the same record at the end of the year would favor Queens. That could spell big trouble for the Dolphins.
Absolutely, Joe. And as Nick mentioned, the last time these 2 teams played, things did not go in the favor of the Dolphins, as the Knights won 84-72 in that game on January 11th. SUNY Diamond led the way with 24 points and 10 rebounds. Shamar Chester, 20 points in that game. Diamond, along with William Ellis and Tyler Carey, the players to keep an eye on here tonight for Queens. William Ellis, 12.3 points per game. Diamond, 14.1 points per game. And Tyler Carey, 10.9 points per game and 9.8 rebounds per game. Queens College here coming off a rough loss in their last game, Joe, as they lost 87-80 in double overtime versus Molloy College on February 4th, where they had 5 players scoring in double figures.
Dolphins really struggled in the first game of their 2-game weekend road trip against Damon on Friday. They bounced back in a big way on Sunday against D'Youville. Messiah Mallory, another double-double. Nick, as you mentioned, Bryce Waterman, big game, tying a season high, 26 points. Big effort from him. The Dolphins are looking for more of that here tonight. Of course, other names to watch out for the Dolphins: Luis Armas, Chris Velasquez, J.J. Chestnut. The reason I bring up those 3 names specifically is because, along with Mallory and Waterman, those 5 Dolphins accounted for all of the scoring last time CSI played Queens. No points from the bench in that game.
And that's a key factor in this game. Bench points is certainly a huge, difference maker when it comes down to who wins games most of the time, and you saw it in that last game. CSI will need a nice contribution from their bench, Joe and Nick, if they're going to win this game. And like we said many times already, it's a must-win game for both teams. It would be a huge momentum boost, whoever comes out top with the W.
We mentioned before, Nick mentioned it, the other Nick Durst, that is, Sonny Diamond, leading scorer for the Knights. However, he was inactive for a portion of the season ahead of the first meeting between these 2 teams. He did play last time these 2 teams faced off, has not been active recently. I'm not sure if he'll be active here tonight, but last time he faced this Dolphins team, it was a very nice game for him. He scored 24 points in that game. Shamar Chester had 20. Those 2 names to watch out for tonight on the Queens side, of course, assuming Diamond is active.
Yeah, absolutely. Same, he's active, but a big inactive tonight for the Dolphins is McAllister. He is one of 5 players on the Dolphins this season averaging double figures. led by Mallory, 16 points per game, 6.9 rebounds per game, 2.6 assists. Waterman, McAllister, Armas, and Velasquez are all averaging at least 10 points per game, which is incredible. And J.J. Chestnut almost there, 9.7 points per game, but he leads the team in assists with 5.5 per game. But McAllister's offense, Joe, certainly will be a big loss here again this evening.
Dolphins have played a lot of games shorthanded so far this year. That is familiar territory, though. They have added a couple of bodies as of late. We'll see if that pays off here tonight, as we're about 1 minute and 20 seconds away from the introduction of starting lineups from the College of Staten Island. Nick, we've spoken a lot about what this game means to the Dolphins. You have yet to take in playoff basketball here at the College of Staten Island. Of course,
right.
You came on last season, just getting into some Sportsnet over here at the commentary
Believe it or
desk
not, Joe,
last
I've
year.
never seen a playoff game either.
That's right, you haven't. You haven't covered any of our CUNY playoff games?
No.
Interesting. So both of you looking to see playoff basketball for the first time. The Dolphins have some work to do to make this a home game, but I was going to ask you, Nick, how important was this game for the Dolphins? And the atmosphere here is tremendous. I was going to have you comment on that as well, but it's about time for starting lineup, so we'll take a break as that wraps up our McDonald's pregame show. A raucous crowd on hand here tonight. We had faculty staff appreciation night during the women's game. For the men, this game undoubtedly their biggest of the season. A rival matchup with CUNY opponent Queens College, an East Coast Conference game. Plenty on the line. Dolphins and Knights coming up next here on CSI Sportsnet.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the tank where starting lineups are being introduced out on the floor. And Nick, you have the starting lineups for both teams.
All right, first for the Queens College Knights. In numerical order, number 1, the senior point guard, William Ellis. Number 2, the sophomore guard, Jaden Seraphin. Number 13, the sophomore forward, Elijah Blackman. Number 32, the freshman forward, Eric Tynes. And number 33, the senior center, Tyler Carey. Their head coach is Matt Collier. Now, for your CSI Dolphins. First up, number 0, the senior guard from Staten Island, New York, Chris Velasquez. Number 10, the sophomore guard from Fort Lee, New Jersey, Luis Armas. Number 12, the junior forward from Colony, New York, Bryce Waterman. Number 20, the freshman guard from Watervliet, New York, J.J. Chestnut. And number 23, the sophomore forward from Watervliet, New York, Messiah Mallory. The head coach is T.J. Tibbs. And now here with your call, playing the ACC Athletics Communications Coordinator role, is Mr. Joe Foreman, who will be on the call here for you this evening.
Thank you, Nick. Nick Durst to my right, Nick Bavona to my left. Nick Bavona also doubling as our engineer this evening, but he is more than comfortable at this point putting on a headset while he carries out engineering duties this evening. Huge matchup for both of these teams. Dolphins in white and the Knights in slate gray.
Fanatics behind the Dolphins bench. Going to get things going early here with the defense chance.
Fanatics out in full force this evening. A capacity crowd at the tank as the first shot of the game, no good, is rebounded by Elijah Blackman, but he travels.
Nice early start for the CSI defense, an early miss for the Knights, and CSI gets the turnover force with that travel.
CSI baseball is in the building. You know that means some heckling from behind that Dolphins bench.
Could be. But hopefully they watch the fan etiquette video on the Dolphins' Instagram.
They've been okay as J.J. Chestnut gets the Dolphins on the board first.
Quick start there for Chestnut.
We've seen Chestnut get to early starts in these games, guys. A great start right there for CSI as they go at the first basket.
Attempt in the post on the hook shot is good by Tyler Carey. And you mentioned Chestnut getting off to a quick start with that basket. Chestnut from game to game may or may not look to score. You never really know. He's capable of scoring 25. He's also capable of a 10-point triple-double. You just never know. As Luis Armas can't get the layup to go. He thought he was fouled.
Chestnut leads the team in assists.
He definitely does. I mean, Armas definitely has a case right there for that missed foul, as that one's an air ball.
That was Carey following up his last make with an air ball. The score knotted up at 2. Velasquez will bring it up. Velasquez playing with a finger taped on his shooting hand tonight.
Got to wonder if that will be a factor in this game, Joe.
I also noticed Chestnut's left finger is taped as well.
You're right, Nick. He's also got a brace on that finger as that shot was emphatically rejected.
Big block there.
That was Carey on the swat. That leaves the Dolphins with just 4 to shoot.
Gonna have to be a quick inbound pass from CSI right here if they want to get a shot off right here.
Chestnut surveys the floor, running out of time. Gets it to Waterman. Waterman looks to attack. Lefty layup, no good. And that did not contact the backboard. Shot clock violation.
Nice defensive stand for Queens College right there. They got the rejection, forced 4 seconds on the shot clock, and a tough hook shot for Waterman. Just could not make it go down.
Score is even at 2. 2 minutes gone by in the first half. This is Ellis. Gets it inside. Carey goes to work against Mallory, but he's shut down. 12 to shoot. That ball was stripped away by the Dolphins. It was taken away from Ellis. Here comes Velasquez, and he's rejected on the pull-up. He thought he was fouled.
A lot of non-calls so far early on in this game.
Tynes kicks out for Ellis. And the feed inside results in a foul call. And that's going to go against Armas. Or not. I could have sworn the official signaled 10, but it was 20. Chestnut picks up his first personal. Inbound goes to Serafin. His pull-up over Waterman is short. Fight for the rebound, and Velasquez has it. Chestnut has Waterman. Waterman almost had it poked away, and he sends it out to Armas. Now Velasquez with 12 on the shot clock. He gets a screen from Mallory. Mid-range pull-up. Splash.
See a lot of shots like that this season from Chris Velasquez. Nice pull-up jumper to put the Dolphins back on top.
Velasquez excels in the mid-range. Tynes uses the screen. Gives it up. Blackman over to Ellis. 6 on the shot clock. Ellis defended closely by Waterman. Big crossover. 1 to shoot. And he throws one at the rim. It was tipped. And it will be Dolphins basketball.
Solid defense there to force that crazy shot. And the Dolphins will take over here.
Chestnut will bring it up. He gives it up to Velasquez. Chestnut has it back. 20 on the shot clock. Chestnut put Ellis on skates there, but Mallory had it poked away. It will stay Dolphins ball. Armas will inbound. He sends it up top to Mallory. 12 to shoot. And an offensive foul is called in the paint.
I believe the foul's on Waterman.
Waterman's first, CSI's second. 16 minutes to play first half. Our next stoppage will bring our first media timeout. Handoff for Serafin. He picks up his dribble. Looking for help. Can't find anyone. Kicks out. Blackman inside. Carey, double teamed. Can't finish. Fight for the rebound, and we'll stay right here. And with that, we head to our first media timeout. Our score, nearly 4.5 minutes into the first half. CSI 4 and Queens 2.
Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we're back from the College of Staten Island. Low-scoring first half so far. Dolphins lead it 4-2. Two teams a combined 3 of 11 from the floor to start. Knights will inbound with 20 on the shot clock. Sonny Diamond has checked into the game for Queens. His first action of the night. Look to feed it inside, he does. And also just checking into the game was Tyron Wright, who scores that last basket.
Instant offense off the bench for the Knights.
Javier Contreras in the game as well for Queens. The two starters, Serafin and Carey, along with the 3 Queens reserves. Velasquez rattles into 3.
Last few games here, Joe, at home, we've been seeing Velasquez take a lot more shots, looking to be more aggressive.
And Serafin goes right at Mallory there, hangs and hits.
After a slow start, guys, now it's starting to see a lot of high-paced action.
Velasquez couldn't get that layup to go. This is Wright. Kick out into the corner. Mid-range jumper is good, and very quickly, Tyron Wright has 4 points.
Well, you brought it up in the pregame, Joe. The bench points were certainly a factor in the last game between these two teams.
Waterman way off on the 3. Big crossover by Diamond. Looks to drive baseline. Finds Carey wide open. Can't hit from the free throw line. We'll see how many minutes the Dolphins bench gets tonight. Starters typically play a lot of minutes for CSI, but Adefella Fakarode has just risen up off the Dolphins bench. As Waterman puts up an air ball, but Chestnut can't clean it up. He'll bring it back out and get reset. Velasquez back to Chestnut. Chestnut backing in, throws one up, short, and the rebound goes to Carey. He and Chestnut got tied up, and he threw Chestnut down to the floor. I think he took exception to JJ not moving, and now Chestnut is limping.
He might have to come out, I think. He's going to try to tough it out and stay in, but Maybe potentially got the ankle caught up there or maybe slammed his knee. But I think Shkolny's going to come in here from them.
I'm not sure if we could see it on the replay. Probably not. The action went the other way, but Chestnut was standing over the leg of Carey and did not move. And Carey eventually took exception and tossed Chestnut down to the floor. And that's how JJ got shaken up. And we mentioned before, he has a taped finger. That could have affected his ability to break his fall.
Well, he's over at the trainer's table now, so we'll keep an eye on that and see what comes of it.
Pair of free throws, no good by Diamond. Velasquez gets right around him and finishes at the rim.
Velasquez accelerating there, showing off his speed, taking it right to the rim.
1-0, defended by another there. Velasquez wins that battle. Diamond now defended by Shkolny, sends it into the corner. And that floater is no good. Offensive rebound is put back up and in off the window. That's Malik Benting. Just came in off the bench. He's not the only one, as the Knights have been making substitutions early and often. Walter DeFreitas off the bench as well, as Velasquez gets that floater to go. And Chris with a couple of early baskets here, as that's an air ball from the corner by Diamond, and the Dolphins have the rebound. 7 early points now for Velasquez. He has 3 makes. Waterman from the mid-range, no good. Rebounded by Diamond. Contreras kicks out. Diamond, deep 2 is good.
Nice fake by Diamond right there. That's a big reason, Joe, why he was the leading scorer the last time these two teams met. Off to a nice start early on in this first half.
Dolphins trail by 1. Velasquez wanted Mallory, and Mallory has been denied the ball for much of this first half to this point. There's a try from 3-point range, and that's good from beyond the arc. That was Walter DeFreitas for 3, and that will prompt a timeout, media timeout as well. The Dolphins did call for time after that made 3, but that sends us to a media break. Our score, Queens 15, Staten Island 11. 11-16 remaining in the first half.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Car is damaged? Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
And we're back from the tank where the Knights lead the Dolphins by 4. 11-16 on the clock in the first half. After a bit of a slow start, these two teams have picked it up the last few minutes. The Knights with the largest lead of the game for either side, if I'm not mistaken, at 4 points. And that is indeed the case. It is Dolphins basketball. David Shkolny in the game for CSI, along with Adefella Fakarode, Messiah Mallory, J.J. Chestnut right back in, and Bryce Waterman. Benting, Diamond, Wright among the players in for the Knights as Mallory can't get that bank shot to go. DeFreitas and Contreras also in the game. Diamond off on that three. Rebounded by Chestnut.
Guys, CSI needs someone else to score right now. Velasquez with 7 of the 11 first half points. There's a big-time three.
That was Fakarode from the corner, and the Dolphins are back to within 1. That jumper is short. Good contest by Mallory.
Fakarode probably heard Bavona there saying the Dolphins need somebody else to score, and his wish is the command, and it happens.
Messiah Mallory hasn't gotten a shot up yet, as Chestnut can't connect on that three. And we have a foul underneath.
Yeah, remember, Joe, the last time these two teams met, Mallory struggled in that game. He was 3 of 11 from the field. So he's trying to, have a better second outing this time around, but so far has been held nicely by this Knights defense.
Joe, you know a thing or two about jerseys. What do you think about the legibility of the numbers on the Knights jerseys tonight?
As a commentator, I can tell you, not good.
I'm having difficulty tracking
Definitely
the
not
numbers.
good. I don't like it. I like the colorway. I just don't like the legibility of the numbers. I think if you filled the numbers in white, you'd be okay.
Yes.
Speaking of talking something into existence, Messiah Mallory gets up his first shot.
I don't know. Everything we're saying is coming true here. So let me try the next offensive possession to see what happens.
See what you got. Mallory, with that last attempt, connecting on his second shot. Mallory now 1 of 2. Second try, no good there by Wright. Another offensive rebound for Queens. Ellis thought about the pull-up. Diamond kicks out. Wright for 3, and that's good.
Right now, on the top of the arc over there, the Knights keep on knocking down the threes. We'll see here if the Dolphins can respond to a 3 of their own. It seems like Waterman's overdue to put up a 3-point shot.
How about
Waterman
Wright's
off to a
first
slow
half?
start.
Sorry. I was just going to say, Joe, I didn't mean to interrupt you. How about Wright's first half so far? 7 points off the bench.
And Chestnut rattles in the pull-up. Chestnut evens up the score at 18. He has 4, has already attempted 6 shots. And the Dolphins force a turnover. Chestnut has been aggressive early. I mentioned before, CSI baseball out in full force tonight. We'll get a chance to see them at home soon. We're now within a month of baseball season.
A lot of softball players here, too.
You're right, they're seated behind baseball. Originally, our first home broadcast was going to be baseball. That game to be played at the Ferry Hawks. Instead, softball has leapfrogged them. They will now be the first home broadcast, assuming that game is played as scheduled on March 2nd.
You know about the early March schedule games here. They're always weather permitting.
You're right about that.
That's true.
That inbound pass was tipped and stolen by the Knights. They look to run. Diamond to the rim. Off the window. And that was not going in. Fakarode unwisely goaltended.
Yeah, you said it, Joe. Just not a heads-up play by Fakarode right there. You're right, it was not going to go in, and unfortunately it leads to 2 points for the Knights.
Queens back in front by a pair. They lead 20-18. Chestnut out to Mallory. Now Shkolny for 3. Short. Mallory swats it, but right into the arms of a waiting Ellis. Ellis had it poked away. Wright has it now. Back up top, Carey. Feed to the wing. Open 3, Ellis, no good. Rebounded by Mallory. Chestnut across the timeline. Looks to attack. Takes it inside, fakes, and finishes.
Strong move there, attacking the basket. Laying it up and in. Tying the game at 20 with 7:40 remaining in the first half.
We haven't seen Chestnut this aggressive at the offensive end in a long time here at home. He is going right at this Queens defense. He and Velasquez have combined for 13 shots. 7 of 13 combined from the floor. As that was kicked out of bounds by the Dolphins. And we will head to another media timeout. 7:18 on the clock in the first half. A low-scoring half thus far. Dolphins and Knights knotted up at 20.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
With 4 on the shot clock off of that inbound, the Knights are stifled on the inside. Mallory gained a step, saves it, and finds Shkolny. Shkolny kicks out to Chestnut. Chestnut finds Armas. No good from 3. And the rebound goes to Ellis.
Tough possession for CSI right there. Mallory definitely had a wide open look, but just could not handle the ball off the pass from Chestnut. Unfortunately, no points on that possession for CSI.
Well, our camera just ended up in the ceiling.
I'm going to need a level up there, Joe.
We'll have to go take care of that at the half. Camera looks a bit shaky right now. I'm not sure what happened. Kick it to the corner. Right, open. Can't connect. Diamond off the offensive board, puts it back up and in.
Diamond there to clean it up. He easily lays that in off the offensive rebound.
Queens back in front by 2. Just over 6 minutes to play in the first half. Velasquez pulls up and knocks down another one.
Well, Joe, you are the record book holder. I think Velasquez here is really feeling it here. It's his second to last home game. Going to try to do all he can to will his team to victory, perhaps going for a career high.
So much for the taped finger. Wright off the mark from 3, grabs his own miss and draws a foul.
Heads up play by Wright. He knew immediately off the shot attempt that it was not going to go in. Able to get the offensive rebound. Now he goes to the free throw line.
Normally when a shooter reacts like that, they think the shot is short. That was not short. From here it looked on target. But it was just a bit strong. Credit to Wright grabbing his own miss. And he knocks down the free throw. One more free throw coming up for Tyron Wright. He's off to a nice start in this game. And he gets the second to go. Now, typically, we have live stats. Those at the moment are not cooperating. The internet is not cooperating, to be more precise. This is Mallory. Strong move inside. Can't finish. Mallory got right to the rim, but could not get that finger roll to go. There's another three-point try. That one too strong. That was Eric Tynes from beyond the arc. Queens leads it by 2. Velasquez directing traffic. Gets a screen from Mallory. Rejects it. spins and is swatted. Tyler Carey with another block. And it will be Knights basketball. Velasquez the last to touch it. Five minutes to play in the first half. A defensive battle right now between these two teams. Diamond fakes, floats one up, and that's a tough shot by Diamond.
Diamond has been, so far, a problem for the Dolphins here in this first half.
That bounce pass was stolen. Here come the Knights. Contreras off the mark on the pull-up. Armas with the rebound. Chestnut brings it up the floor. Kicks out. Mallory open for three. Splash.
Mallory drains that three. You know Coach Tibbs wants to see him shoot more of those three-pointers. Doesn't take them often, but when he does, he makes them count, as he did just there.
That basket brings the Dolphins back to within one. This has been a back-and-forth game. Neither team able to gain any significant advantage as Tyler Carey is able to bank that one in. That was a tough shot in traffic.
See a lot of that so far for the Knights. They're getting some tough buckets in.
Mallory shooting with confidence as that rolls off the rim. Velasquez has the rebound. Chestnut back to the basket, kicks out to Velasquez. 12 on the shot clock. Velasquez, pull up for three. No good. Punched out by Shkolny. Armas out to Chestnut. 15 on the shot clock. Chestnut looking for somewhere to go with it. He now looks to drive and is fouled.
Well, Dolphins will go to the line now, and it's all thanks to Shkolny, who got that offensive rebound and tipped it out to give the Dolphins a second chance as we head to a break.
And that will send us to another media timeout, our final media break of this first half. The Dolphins trail by 3. Our score, Queens 28, Staten Island 25.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag like facing backwards and look like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back. My dad was like, "We have a prodigy." So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
And we are back from the tank here at the College of Staten Island. Currently 28-25. Queens College is on top. It's been a back and forth first half here, to say the least, guys. As right now, the biggest lead differential, I think, has been 4 points.
Neither team able to gain any sizable advantage. And Nick D, the Dolphins, got off to a strong start in this game. And the Knights pulled ahead by as many as 4. CSI has steadied the ship a bit. J.J. Chestnut will head to the line for 2 shots.
Right now, not too much consistent shooting going back and forth, and hence that's why the game is where it is in the score column.
I apologize if I sounded a bit distracted coming back from break. The officials came over to the scorer's table, and us over here at the commentary desk wanted to double check who that last foul should have been assessed to.
But then on second thought, they didn't check. So
I guess they figured it
were
out.
Confident in their call.
Chestnut rattles in the first free throw. He now has 7. 2 Dolphin guards have combined for 18 points now. Velasquez with 11. And Chestnut now has 8. So give them 19 combined points. Contreras went down there along the baseline off of that inbounds pass. Now 20 on the shot clock for Queens. Diamond drives the baseline, pulls up, and knocks down another one.
Diamond is putting on a show right now for the Knights. Main reason why they have the lead at this point in the game.
Diamond now has 10. He's in double figures. First player in double figures for Queens. Mallory wanted Chestnut on the backdoor cut. It was tipped. Now 10 to shoot. Waterman, double team. Finds Chestnut. Now Armas for Velasquez. He tries a three, and that's good. Chris Velasquez with a CV3.
Plays CV3 right there. Gets the ball. Bit of a circus shot there off the feed from Armas with the clock expiring. He's able to make it.
CV3 ties the game at 30 aside. That shot missed by Tynes, rebounded by the Dolphins, and CSI now has a chance to take the lead. Armas for three. Splash.
Louis for three. Big three-pointer there for Armas to give the Dolphins the lead, 33-30.
Star becomes Splash Mountain so far here in the first half, guys.
New name for the facility instead of the tank, Splash Mountain. That might be copyright infringement. As that's tipped out of bounds by the Knights, it will be Dolphins ball.
Here's a quick look at the Chris Velasquez three.
You said it, a circus shot. He may have had a bit more time than he thought. Threw that up with about 3 seconds on the shot clock. May have had more time. Staten Island 33, Queens 30. Inside of 90 seconds to play in the first half. Mallory wants it in the post. Chestnut attacks and draws another foul.
He'll go back to the free throw line here on that blocking foul by Sonny Diamond.
Not a lot of fouling in this first half, just 14 fouls per side. Diamond picks up his second. That might be something to watch.
The way he played in the first game, guys, and now how he started the second game, he's been a menace, to say the least, for the Dolphins.
Chestnut puts the Dolphins ahead by 4. Diamond will head to the bench now with 2 fouls. William Ellis back in for Queens. One more free throw for Chestnut. And he's now in double figures with 10.
Nice first half for him and Velasquez. They combined for 24 of CSI's 35 points.
Seraphin sent it back to the outside. It was tipped and nearly stolen by the Dolphins. Shot clock does not reset. Carey goes at Mallory. Almost lost it, and he's stripped by Velasquez. Velasquez pulls it back out. Chestnut for Mallory. Mallory for Waterman. Waterman, kick out. Chestnut for Armas for 3. No good.
Tough shot right there by Armas with the hand in his face.
Good close by Seraphin to make that a tough shot. Right, hands off to Contreras. He'll try a 3, and he buries it.
Huge shot there by Contreras. Puts it up, nothing but net. And it's now a 2-point game as we have a timeout. Dolphins ahead 35-33, 21 and a half seconds left. Shot clock is off. Dolphins can hold for the last shot. Joe, what are you drawing up here in the huddle?
Well, if I'm the Dolphins right now, the hot hands are the guards, Chestnut and Velasquez. So why not try and draw the defense there? Chestnut's done a great job getting to the line, has already attempted 4 free throws. I think you put the ball in his hands late. Of course, you wind the clock down inside of 10 seconds, then set up your play. Perhaps pick and roll with Mallory. You know Velasquez will be waiting on the outside. You have Armas and Waterman as well. I mentioned Velasquez because he's been hot, shooting it so far. Much of his damage has come from the mid-range, but if I had to guess, it's a pick and roll late with the clock winding down. Chestnut getting a screen from Mallory. Chestnut attacking, and if the defense collapses, maybe you get a late three.
There you go. So first half leaders, Velasquez leading the way scoring-wise. He's double figures, as well as J.J. Chestnut, the two leading scorers right now, making up for 2/3 of the Dolphins' points here this evening.
Armas will inbound. Gets it to Velasquez. Once again, the Dolphins can hold for the final shot. And they will put the ball in Chestnut's hands here. Here comes Mallory for the screen. Chestnut to the rim. And he draws the foul. Joe Stradamus strikes again.
There you go, Joe. I actually thought JJ might have gotten away there. I thought he left his feet on a pump fake and could have potentially been called for a travel, but they drew it up just like you asked, Joe, and now they get the chance for an extra basket here. Going to the line is Chestnut, and they'll bring Shkolny in for defense here for Waterman with 2.5 seconds left.
Great minds think alike, myself and Coach Tibbs. As the Dolphins convert on that last basket by Chestnut, they execute with the clock winding down. Still 2.5 seconds remaining. So they need to play some defense here. As the free throw is no good. 1 second remaining. That shot will count. And it's no good off back iron. That was close. And that will send us to halftime. Our score, CSI 37, Queens 33. Nick joined on the court by CSI men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs for our TLC Physical Therapy halftime report in just a few moments.
Here at Coach Tibbs. Coach, going into the half here, 37-33 lead. You're led by Chris Velasquez and J.J. Chestnut. What did you like about their offensive strategy here in the first half?
I thought they were aggressive. You know, Queens is one of the best defensive teams in the league. You know, Matt does a tremendous job with them. They're fighting. They're battling injuries and losses like we are. So I know Chris and J.J. were aggressive, and they got some few good rolls and attacking. Got to the line a little bit. J.J. got to the line. But it's tough. You know, those Queens guards and that Queen defense is tough. So they're going to have to try to continue that a little bit more in the second half for us to continue to have some success against them.
All right, all week on social media, the plea was put out. Fans, come here. Come to the Tank tonight. Biggest game of the season. The fans have showed up. They're going to make a lot of noise in the second half, hopefully. What does it mean for your team to be able to play here in front of a packed house?
I mean, it's just great. Look at the community. You got students here, got community, got parents, got family, got alumni. I think that's what we're about. It's supposed to be Staten Island's basketball team. It's supposed to be the team that reflects what Staten Island's values are. It's a bunch of hardworking people. People got off of work and coming here to support us. So they heard the call. You know, Queens College is a great institution. It's a CUNY institution. So, you know, we have a little budding. I wouldn't call it a rivalry because we haven't beat them enough yet. So they're a big brother to us right now until they're not. So they've done a good job of showing up and showing out, and I'm very happy and grateful for that.
All right, thanks, Coach. Best of luck in the second half. So Dolphins here ahead 37-33, and when we come back on the other side of the break, the second half of action here, live from the Tank.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back for the start of the third quarter from the tank. Dolphins leading the Knights by 4. Dolphins finished the first half strong, trailed by as many as 4 in the game, and jumped out to a lead late in that first half. CSI led by as many as 5. Our score entering the second half, 37-33 Staten Island.
Now, Joe, I got to call you out. You said third quarter.
I did. You're right. I did.
I had no choice. Sorry.
Well, Nick
and this will be my last broadcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Nick Durst added got him, but nobody heard it because his mic wasn't plugged in. So we get that fixed as Nick was on court for our TLC Physical Therapy halftime interview with TJ Tibbs.
I asked Coach Tibbs about everybody coming out filling the tank tonight. They're here, but I don't know, Joe. I think I got to hear some more energy out of this crowd. They've been pretty quiet for the most part.
Just wait until the closing minutes. Just wait. Diamond almost lost his footing there. Feeds it inside. Carry, bounce pass over to Seraphin for the floater, no good, and rebounded by the Dolphins. Mallory spins, and that one is pinned between the rim and the backboard.
Can't say I've seen that before, and that's going to be a jump ball.
Possession will stay with CSI. Here's another look. Mallory hands off for Chestnut. Mallory into the corner. 8 to shoot for Chestnut. He looks up at the shot clock, attacks, and can't get the lefty layup to go.
Tough attempt right there by Chestnut as he tried to increase the Dolphins' lead on that possession.
Carry for Seraphin. His three no good. And the rebound goes to Velasquez.
The guards leading the way here tonight for the Dolphins so far.
Dolphins work it around the outside, and Waterman can't get the three to go.
Good defense there, and forces the Knights to hit it out of bounds, so the Dolphins will get the ball back.
Waterman has been shut out so far. No points in 17 minutes. 0-4. Mallory looks to attack. Goes right at Carey. And Mallory can't get the layup to go. Good aggressive move by Mallory. Just couldn't finish. Carey will go right back at Mallory. Carey throws up a wild shot.
Off the shot clock there. But it looks like he came down hard on his head.
Carey stays down. I'm not sure if he hit his head on his way down to the floor, if he took a shot to the head, which caused him to go down. We'll see.
I think we'll have a timeout here, so hopefully we're able to see him get up on his feet, walk off on his own power, as you see the replay there of what happened.
He might have taken an elbow to the back of the head.
That's I think what happened right there.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Thankfully, his head didn't hit, the court, but I think he did take an elbow on the way down.
You take an elbow to the head, a lot of the time that will cause a cut. And it looks like they're trying to stop some bleeding out on the floor right now. 18-13 on the clock in the second half. We're still waiting for our first points of the half. Thus far, the two teams have combined 0 of 7. The Dolphins have started the half 0 of 5.
I saw that in the first half. Both teams really got off to a slow start, started to pick up the pace as the game went on.
They'll take Carey over to the trainer's table as he's applying an ice pack to the back of his head. Either an ice pack or some gauze. Tough to tell from here.
Looks like paper towels or something, gauze, just stopping the bleeding.
He's definitely cut on the back of his head. Get some high fives from the Dolphins bench as well on the way over. Good news is he walked over under his own power, and if they can stop the bleeding, you would think he'll be able to check back in.
Put a big Band-Aid on the back of his head and might be ready to go.
The big question is whether or not he'll need stitches. That would likely determine whether or not he can get back into the game.
Well, we have some great trainers here on staff, so we can assure you he is in good hands.
Just over 18 minutes to play in this second half. Plenty of time remaining in this game. Still looking for our first bucket of the half. Waterman drives baseline and threw it past Chestnut.
Chestnut just not able to handle that pass from Waterman, and it leads to another Dolphins turnover here early on in the second half.
Contreras, cross-court pass into the corner. Hop step, jump shot, no good by Seraphin. It's tipped and rebounded by Velasquez. Feed for Armas on the cut, and that's a nice find by Chris Velasquez.
Great court vision there, finding the wide open Armas, who I thought was maybe going to try to dunk it, but lays it up and in at the rim.
Foul called in the paint.
As you got the replay here, that last pass feed.
They got the Dolphins for a trip there as you got a second look at that nice feed by Velasquez. What a game he's had tonight. Not only scoring, but right there facilitating. Scramble for it on the inside, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Knights.
As one would say, Joe, he's swishing and dishing so far in this game.
14 points on 6 of 10. 6 rebounds. That assist, his first. He also has a steal. Velasquez has played 19 minutes. Dolphin lead is 6 points. Waterman for Chestnut, inside to Mallory. He makes the catch, and he finishes the layup.
Mallory there with some great post moves. Saw him recently in the gym working out with the other ECC Rookie of the Year, Jennalise Alarcon. The two of them having a practice session working on their post moves, and you see it paying off there. Practice makes perfect.
3 from the corner by Diamond is too strong, rebounded by Mallory.
And we saw in the women's game, guys, Alarcon was big down the stretch of that game, especially inside the paint.
Knights are now 0 of 6 to start the second half. Chestnut for Waterman. Waterman for Chestnut. He looks to drive. Velasquez swings it. Armas, no good from 3. And Mallory has the rebound. Waterman out to Chestnut. 14 on the shot clock. Chestnut for Mallory. Mallory finds Armas. 2 on the shot clock. Armas doesn't get the roll. Rebound by Contreras. Pass up ahead. Serafin. He pulls it back out. Diamond swings to Contreras. Inside. Bentink lost it. And it will be Dolphins ball on the other side of a media timeout. Our score with 15:35 on the clock in the second half. Staten Island 41, Queens 33.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI student.
And we're back from the tank where the Dolphins lead by 8 points. Our score, Staten Island 41, Queens 33, 15:35 remaining in the game. And Dolphins have come out strong here in the second half. Not shooting it very well, just 2 of 9, but their defense has been impressive.
Extremely well defensively here, and that's the reason why they have the lead at this point.
Knights still without a basket in the second half. Through the first 4 minutes plus in the first half, we only had 6 points in the game. Only 4 points through 4.5 minutes here in the second half, all belonging to the Dolphins.
Biggest issue for the Knights so far is their 2 leading scorers have combined for 19.
And look at that highlight reel play. Tic-tac-toe on the alley-oop slam.
Can't wait to get a look at that one. That was tremendous.
Stupendous, one might say.
I was waiting for it.
As Tyron Wright answers for 3. Let's get another look at that alley-oop dunk.
Here you go, Velasquez with the ball. He feeds it inside to Chestnut, who doesn't even leave his feet. He's in the air. He gives it to Mallory. Mallory slams it home. Great passing.
What a play by the Dolphins. Waterman, splash.
There it is, Joe. We've been asking for it all night. And Waterman with the three-pointer. Dolphins ahead by 10.
And Nick, you asked for it. The tank is starting to come alive now. Dolphins with their largest lead of the game up 10.
Waking up.
That alley-oop dunk energized the building for sure, as that three is off the mark. Rebounded by Mallory. Velasquez swings. Waterman will try again. No good.
Deep shot attempt there by Waterman.
Right. Looks to attack. Lost it. And a foul has been called against the Dolphins.
Hugging was the foul. Around the back, perhaps.
Tyron Wright has 12. Sonny Diamond has 10. Those are the two nights in double figures. No other player has more than 4 for Queens. Scoring for CSI has been a bit more balanced. Velasquez with 14, Chestnut with 12, Mallory with 9, Armas with 5, both Waterman and Fakarode with 3. The CSI bench has hardly played.
Shkolny got in for a few minutes as get the offensive foul there. Fakarode came in for a bit, but that was it.
He stepped on the baseline on the inbound pass, so that's going to lead the CSI forcing that turnover right there.
Dolphin bench of Fakarode and Shkolny have played a combined 16 minutes. That's it. Chestnut surveys the floor, 15 to shoot. And we have a whistle underneath the basket and a foul against the Knights. Not a lot in terms of fouling in this game, and we like to see that over here at the commentary desk. Keeps the pace of play moving. Just 3 fouls so far in the second half. 6.5 minutes gone by in half number 2. Chestnut picks up his dribble and finds Velasquez. Jab step, pull-up jumper. Way short. Chestnut has the rebound. 6 to shoot. Velasquez, deep 3 was blocked by Diamond. And a foul has been called against the Knights.
Lots of fouls here in the last few minutes here. Scoring right now 46-36. Last time these two teams played, a lot more offense, where Queens won 84-72 over the Dolphins on January 11th.
Well, not to be lost on that last sequence. Great defense by Diamond, altering 2 shots. But here he loses Velasquez. And he makes him pay. Chris Velasquez from downtown.
CB3 from the corner there.
Dolphins lead by 13.
Velasquez putting on a show, guys, here at the tank.
17 for the Dolphins senior. Attacking is Bentinck, and he converts through the contact and one.
We'll get a second look at the Velasquez 3.
That's a big basket by Malik Bentinck. As you get a look at that last 3 by Velasquez, Diamond lost him for just a moment ahead of that inbound, and Velasquez sprung wide open into the corner.
And that's all it takes, Joe, most of the times. 1 second will make you pay for it.
The free throw no good by Bentinck. The Dolphins' lead remains 11. Chestnut surveys the floor. Hands off to Velasquez. Big crossover. He uses the Mallory screen, gets to the rim, and lays it in.
19 points now for Velasquez. Asked Coach Tibbs about his offensive performance in the first half. He said he loved the energy, loved the aggressiveness, and it has continued here in the second half.
What a game this has been for Chris Velasquez. He could be on his way to a career performance. Corner 3 is up and rattles out. That was Diamond from the right corner, and it will be Dolphins basketball.
Well, Joe, I'm sure you're going to get that career high for Velasquez right now. He's definitely clocked 20 before, but he's on pace right now to potentially hit that 30 mark, which I think would be a career high.
He's surpassed 20 this season, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to double check that right now. He has scored 24 in a game this year. He has scored in double figures in 4 straight games. Tonight makes it 5. Chestnut left open. No good. Here come the Knights. Feet inside. Benting working against Mallory. Can't get the shot to go. Offensive rebound and a rejection by Mallory. Shot clock at 15. Wright knocks down the pull-up and silences the crowd for a moment.
Tyron had the right stuff there as he pulled up and made the basket.
Wright has been nice off the bench so far tonight for the Knights. He and Diamond have been huge when it comes down to the bench points for Queens College.
Waterman left open for 3. No good. But Mallory has the rebound. Velasquez looks to attack again. Creates space and knocks down the mid-range pull-up.
He's feeling it now, Joe. The crowd's getting into it. 21 points.
He's got ice in his veins right now, guys. He is killing it here in the second half.
Chris Velasquez now has 21. Diamond around the back, almost lost it. Contreras left open. Passes up the 3. Dishes it away. Bentink can't get the bank shot to go. Wright's follow is no good. Bentink is rejected. Rebound and a foul on the attempt by Ellis.
Well, Joe, right now it's a block party and everybody on the Knights is invited. Tons of blocks there on that sequence for the Dolphins before the foul.
And with that, we head to a media timeout. Here's another look at that last shot by Velasquez, creating space and burying the pull-up. We'll get a look at what his career high is during this break. 10:29 on the clock in the second half. Dolphins by 13.
For me, just kind of was the glue that kept my family together, I feel like. I don't know what it was that drew me in, but after I started playing for a while and started seeing some early success as a little kid, to see how much it meant to my parents to see me play the game and try to make a difference was really what fueled me to keep playing and stay competitive. Being a triple major is not necessarily easy, but at the same time it is what you make it. Being a tighter-knit university, I have a lot of classes with the same professors, so they know me pretty well. I think it's that personal relationship that really helped me to thrive as a student. I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
Back here in the tank, and you got to look at the replay. The officials came over. They wanted to see who committed the foul there or who was fouled, and it was number 1, William Ellis. He goes to the line. Officials having a tough time, like we are, with the legibility of the numbers on the back of the jerseys, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you, those jerseys, looking at them on the replay monitor, are a menace, as Nick B likes to say. Definitely problematic trying to pick up numbers on replay without any fill in those digits.
And to be fair, when the Dolphins have rough uniforms as well, particularly in soccer, we say the same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I promised to try and get a look at the career high for Chris Velasquez during that last break. And looking at his career stats, he's eclipsed 20 points a couple of times this year. Those games surpassing 20 the first times in his career he's done that. Career high is 24, as Mallory can't get the bank shot to go. That was earlier this year against Adelphi, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Alliance. I have to double check that. It was Alliance. Thank you, Nick.
So 21 right now, correct? So
correct.
He's on the way.
Well on his way. As Diamond hits a big shot. He's come up huge for the Knights in this game. When they've needed a timely basket, he's delivered.
Yeah, Sonny's been a diamond in the rough here for Queens, no doubt about it.
Dolphins by 9 here. Velasquez, floater, and that's good. but an offensive foul is called. Negate the basket.
And the CSI faithful not happy with that call, to say the least.
Let's take a look and see why it is that the fans are not happy with that as Velasquez drives. What do you think, Joe?
I think they got it right. Now, the question is whether or not we had a foot in the restricted area. That's the question. I think the defender was in legal guarding position, but I don't know about the position of those feet. May have to take one more look. Carey back in, has a headband to cover the injury to the back of his head. Looks like a nice fix.
So
Mallory?
LeBron James had a headband last night as well.
That's right. Though I think LeBron for years was sporting those for a different reason.
Well, it was nice. It was nice when he takes the scoring record and he puts his headband back on, which he was synonymous for early on in his career.
Waterman left open, and he knocks down the three.
Price, baby! Waterman with another three-pointer.
Nice setup there by the Dolphins off the ball, screening Waterman open. All alone at the top of the arc, and there's some more good ball movement, this time by the Knights as Tyler Carey throws down a two-handed slam.
Carey looking like he's back to himself after that injury, slams it home.
And Queens certainly needs him out there on the floor as Chestnut coughs it up. Here comes Contreras. He finds Diamond, and Diamond lays it in.
I don't know. Well, actually a few extra steps there on that one, but no whistle called, and Diamond lays it in.
8-point game inside of 8 minutes to play now. Dolphins have not made one substitution in this second half. And that's a goaltend and
Absolutely.
A good basket.
22 points. 23 points now for Chris Velasquez, so one away from tying his career high.
It's a bit shocked the whistle didn't blow there. That's right again. He's short this time, and Chestnut has the rebound.
Velasquez has attacked the rim a lot in this game. He has been unbelievable, to say the least, guys.
Velasquez has been very good. And he will attack again, and he draws a foul.
All right, Joe, he's going to the line here with a chance for some history.
Opportunity to match and surpass his career high from the line, but we will have to wait just a couple of minutes as we have a media timeout. Our score heading into the commercial break, CSI 58, Queens 48, 7:13 remaining from the tank.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
And we're back from the tank where the Dolphins lead by 10. Chris Velasquez will be at the line when play resumes, and he has a chance to match his career high of 24 points with the first free throw and can surpass his career high with the second.
Been a great game, to say the least. We've been saying it all night. Velasquez has just attacked the paint nicely. Really has been, as you know, I say a lot, Joe, a menace for this Knights team. He's just been all over the court. And he's a big reason why CSI has a 10-point lead.
I think, guys, all it took for him to unleash this offensive attack is a broken pinky. Tapes off the pinky.
Maybe.
Now he's ready to go.
And he has matched his career high.
I think the three of us in the building, and maybe him, are the only ones that know.
Now the question is, we have the flu game and all that stuff. Is this the broken pinky game?
I would absolutely.
So what do you call it? The pinky game, the tape game, the digit game?
That might be a question you ask Chris if the CSI Dolphins hold on to win this game. Could be a question to ask in the postgame.
Second free throw is no good, so Velasquez has matched his career high. The Dolphin lead is 11 with 7 minutes to play.
We'll see if he can surpass it, and we can give it a proper name for the game.
Wright couldn't connect on the three, but Diamond lays that offensive board up and in. Diamond now with 15 points, 5 rebounds.
Certainly shining bright like a diamond. Had to throw it out, Joe.
Can't wait for Rihanna at the Super Bowl. Hopefully she sings that song.
The two of you, one on each side of me, is just too much.
It's a Nick sandwich over here for Joe.
But let's not say that again. It will be Dolphins ball. Chestnut will bring it up. 6:20 to play. Chestnut surveys the floor. Dolphins taking their time here.
That's smart by CSI. Milk as much clock as you can with this 9-point lead.
Armas has it with 6 to shoot. Turnaround jumper is good.
Of course it's good, Joe. Armas there with the spin move and made it look easy as the clock was expiring.
Armas had nowhere to go there and got a tough shot to go down. Diamond to the rim. Can't get the finger roll to go. Ball loose and taken along the sideline. And Seraphin finds Blackman for the jumper.
Knights are not going away, keeping this game right where they need to, as we're still a little over 5 minutes left in the second half.
Once again, the Dolphins run the shot clock all the way down to 15. Mallory will set a screen for Chestnut. He goes the other way. Armas will try a three, and he buries it. Armas fired up. The Fanatics on their feet, and timeout has been called.
Well, Armas, as you see here, he gets the ball, puts up the shot, and it's nothing but net for Armas with the big three-pointer, put the Dolphins ahead by 12, 64-52 at 4:58 remaining in the game.
And with that, we will head to a media timeout. Our score, Staten Island 64, Queens 52.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag like facing backwards and with like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back. And my dad was like, "We have a prodigy." So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
Under 5 minutes to play in this East Coast Conference matchup of CUNY schools between the College of Staten Island and Queens College. The Dolphins now lead it by 12. Dolphins have led by as many as 13 in this game and have wisely been using clock on their offensive possessions. They have taken their time at that end of the floor. Last trip down, Luis Armas knocked down a three to put the Dolphins back ahead double figures. Contreras on the outside. Finds Blackman and receives it right back. Contreras for three. Nothing but net.
Contreras has done that a few times here tonight where his team needed a big shot to stay in it, and he's hit a big three once again.
That's a big basket by Contreras. The Knights 6 of 18 from downtown in this game. The Dolphins 9 of 22. Mallory back out to Velasquez, now Chestnut. 6 on the shot clock. Waterman, deep three. Splash!
Well, Joe, there's no swimming and diving going right on in the tank tonight, but there's plenty of splashing as the shots are falling, and the Waterman waters another one in.
One might say the Waterman delivers. Diamond answers. Tough shot over 2 defenders.
Starting to get a three-point contest here, guys, with all these three-pointers here late in the second half.
Diamond now has 20. He is 9 of 13, 2 of 5 from downtown. He's given the Knights everything he has this evening. And Velasquez is whistled for the foul. And with that, we will have another media timeout. 3:27 remaining, second half. Dolphins lead it by 9.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And we're back from the College of Staten Island, where the Dolphins lead by 9. Ahead of that last media break, Chris Velasquez picked up his 4th foul after having the ball poked away. He dove down to the floor to try and stop the fast break, but committed a foul in the process. And now, the Dolphins' leading scorer is 1 foul away from disqualification.
Well, we'll see if Shkolny comes in here in the next few minutes anyway, who's one of the defensive specialists for this team as they try to close it out. But game's really close right now still. 9 points that could swing really quickly here. And right now, it'll be Queens ball. Big possession for them. They have to score.
The Knights need a basket. They don't need it quickly yet, but they certainly can't afford to trade baskets.
You see Velasquez come back out for the Dolphins. So with 3:27 left and the 4 fouls, he's going to have to be very careful down the stretch of this game.
Barring any foul outs, I would be surprised if the Dolphins make a sub before the closing seconds. We'll see. Contreras, bounce pass for Diamond, and he is stuffed. And it will be Dolphins ball.
So Velasquez swatted that, and then Mallory hit it off, I think, Tyler Carey, and it went out of bounds.
3:16 to play, Dolphins by 9.
Here's a second look at the rejection, and then you see the ball going right out of bounds. Goes to the Dolphins. So a chance for them to milk some clock here with the 3-minute marker about to approach.
Armas, Mallory, and Velasquez all playing a role there. 3 minutes remaining. Chestnut out to Waterman. Velasquez open in the corner. No good from 3. It's tipped into the corner. And a foul is called. That call goes against Armas. 1-1 upcoming for the Knights.
Got to send the Knights to the free throw line. This is what they need right now, as they're in the bonus. So they go to the line here, able to get some points with the clock stopped.
That's big. Dolphins nowhere near being in a bonus situation. However, the Knights now are in the bonus with plenty of time left in this game.
They're currently 3 of 7 from the free throw line, Joe and Nick. So they need to knock down these free throws to cut the deficit.
And the front end of the 1-1 is no good by Wright. It's a big miss.
Unless they're wide open, there's no incentive right now for the Dolphins to rush a shot. Eat up as much clock as you can with 2:40 left.
For the game, each team ahead of that attempt only had 7 free throw tries. Chestnut finds Velasquez. He attacks, And that's a new career high for Chris Velasquez.
Congratulations, Chris Velasquez in his second to last home game as a Dolphin with a new career high.
Carey, top of the arc, silences the crowd with that three.
Cuts the deficit back to 8. So big time shot to make it 69-61 with 2 minutes to go in regulation.
For those who watched, the last 2 minutes on Sunday got very interesting. The Dolphins hoping to avoid that again in this game. A basket here could go a long way. Chestnut, defended by Contreras. And that pass is stolen. And the shot clock needed to reset to 30 there. And they get it right. It was a bit late, but they got it.
It's about as good as a possession as you can get without scoring. You hit the clock, you turn it over, but you get it right back, and the clock resets.
One might argue that's better than scoring.
I think so.
60 seconds with possession if the Dolphins run this all the way down. The official certainly got that right. The shot clock did have it right, but it flashed 20, and the officials right on top of it immediately stopped the game. If the Dolphins run this all the way down, there'll be about 107 or 106 remaining in this game.
I'm a little surprised Queens isn't being aggressive here defensively.
I agree with you. Chestnut lost his dribble. Armas for 3. Not close. Here comes Wright going at Velasquez. And if he converted that one, that would have been trouble.
Okay, so he fouls out now.
Yep.
Looks like the Dolphins bench is unaware at this point, but we're going to see Shkolny check in, most likely.
And you're right, Nick. It will be Shkolny. That's a situation where if you commit the foul, you have to make sure they don't make the shot. Right? Very easily could have converted as Chris Velasquez receives a nice ovation from the home crowd. Career high, 26 points. He's hoping it comes in a win. The Dolphin lead is 8.
Coach Tibbs there made Shkolny wait to go in, so Velasquez get a nice ovation coming off the court.
You said it before, Nick. 1 home game left for the CSI senior. One of 3 seniors on this Dolphins roster. Now that doesn't mean those players will be the only Dolphins playing their last home game at the end of the month. With the COVID year, a lot of juniors playing their final home games this year as well. We'll see if that applies to men's basketball. But the CSI lead is 2 possessions, and Chestnut is fouled.
That's going to be now 4 on Diamond.
That's not the player you want to give the foul if you have a choice. We'll see how much pressure the Knights put on here. They're all over Chestnut. And Shkolny finds Mallory. The Knights have to foul.
Yeah, no reason to dribble right now.
And smart by CSI. They're trying to get Diamond to foul out of this game right now.
With so many fouls to give, I think that's why Queens isn't fouling. They'll play it out. 10 to shoot. Armas left open. And that may have been the dagger. Armas couldn't get it to go. The Knights have to hurry. 6-point game. Wright thought about it. Gives it up. Diamond is fouled.
Fortuitous break for Diamond and the Queens Knights there because they were taking way too long to get off a shot.
I thought Wright was going to try the deep 3. After that, there wasn't another window to shoot. And Chestnut bailed Diamond out with the foul, though he did eventually get to the rim. 1-1. And Diamond hits the first. Diamond now has 21. Diamond 2 of 2 from the line. Timeout Knights. It's a 4-point game. Now Queens obviously has to foul. but they can go all out on this inbound pass and pressure.
So I think we're going to have Shkolny inbound it, or Armas, two of the better inbounders here in this team. Who do you say, Joe, is the best free throw shooter of those on the court right now that you want to try to feed this inbound pass to?
Armas.
Let's take a look at the numbers.
Armas has barely missed a free throw this season.
Nick right on it. It is Luis Armas, over 90% from the line.
So if that's the case, then I think Shkolny will inbound the ball.
In these situations, the Dolphins like to pass the ball along the baseline before inbounding. And you can see Armas is standing out of bounds. All the Dolphins are in this spot. And Shkolny has Mallory, who was fouled. And Messiah will head to the line with a chance to extend the lead back to 2 possessions.
Kind of got a nice flashback on that inbound play. I've done that before.
Messiah will not head to the line. I was mistaken.
One more foul to give.
2.
2 more, right.
I mentioned before that it was a big advantage for the Knights to be in the bonus early. However, the lack of fouls committed early in the second half right now coming back to hurt them. They've lost some valuable time here. Mallory is fouled. Now Messiah will head to the line for 2 shots.
So 3 straight times there. Shkolny inbounds it to Mallory and fouled 3 times. Now he heads to the free throw line.
Dolphins are a good free throw shooting team overall, about 77%. But of the players on the floor, Mallory with the lowest percentage from the line. So perhaps the Knights intent on making him the shooter.
Waterman checks out for Fakarode, so CSI will try to get some defense potentially after these free throws from Mallory.
Mallory's first free throw is good, and that's a big basket. One more from the line for Mallory. And Messiah goes 2 of 2 from the line. 20 seconds to play. Queens still has 2 timeouts. Contreras for Wright. Wright lost it. And it is ruled Queens ball.
If you're the Dolphins here, the last thing you want to do is foul. You don't want to get Queens get some shots with the stop clock here.
Last touch by Mallory, as you saw on that replay. Inbound goes to Diamond. He puts up a tough shot and rattles it in with 9 seconds remaining. If you're Queens here, you're at the point where you probably need a steal.
Absolutely. Down 4, though. They've definitely made it interesting here late. No doubt about that. So, big inbound here coming for the Dolphins. Whoever catches it, be wise to not even take a dribble as long as you're on the front court.
Nine seconds remaining. If the Dolphins are fouled here, they will go to the line for a 1-and-1. If CSI was to miss the first free throw, I think Queens would probably call timeout. But even then, that wouldn't advance the ball. So we'll see if that's discussed in this huddle and if that situation arises.
Good thing for CSI, too, is they have 2 timeouts left. So if they can't inbound the ball very quickly, they can at least have the advantage of calling those timeouts, try to set something up.
Excellent point there, Nick.
Shkolny, the inbounder. Dolphins changing up the look here on the inbound. And once again, they find Mallory. 1.1 comes off the clock.
Gotta keep making these free throws here now.
And for the Knights, certainly time is of the essence right now. 4-point game with 7.9 left in regulation. Mallory with 2 big free throws upcoming.
Mallory to the line for a 1-and-1. And Mallory hits the first. 3 straight from the line from Messiah. All huge free throws down the stretch. And Mallory hits 4 in a row.
Knights need a really quick 3 here.
Didn't sweat it for a moment. Diamond pulls up. Air ball. And that'll do it. Huge win for the Dolphins on their home floor as they will knock off the Queens College Knights.
Fanatics really letting the Knights have it right now.
That's not surprising. The Fanatics like to bask in victory as CSI picks up a huge win in terms of their playoff hopes as they defeat Queens College 73-67. The Dolphins improved to 6-7 against the ECC. And now, if the Knights and Dolphins do finish tied in the standings, CSI will have a chance to earn the tiebreaker, and that's huge, as if they lost, there would have been no chance for a tiebreaker.
Yeah, you said it, Joe. A huge win for CSI. Their 6th win now in conference play. And a great game for Chris Velasquez. New career high for him. We'll be joined by him shortly on the TLC Physical Therapy post-game interview with Nick Durst. But a great win for CSI. Could not have been said more. They did a fantastic job all game getting inside the paint and, got some big-time shots late for Luis Armas.
Well, you said it already, Nick. Our TLC Physical Therapy of the game is Chris Velasquez, and he will be joined by Nick on the court in just a few moments. As our backdrop is set up, we await Chris Velasquez, the team getting congratulations from the CSI cheerleaders as Chris heads our way. So I'll step off headset, and Nick will turn it over to Nick in just a few moments. We'll be right back here on CSI Sportsnet.
Joe, am I mic 1 or 2?
I muted myself here too.
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone just heard me saying that. I didn't realize my mic was muted. But great game by Chris Velasquez, 26 points in the CSI win. They keep their playoff hopes alive. Now go to 6-7 in conference play. And a monster game for Velasquez, 26 points, as we said, 11 of 18 from the field, 3 of 6 from the three-point line. He was a monster in this game. And now we're going to turn it over to Nick Durst with our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game, Chris Velasquez.
Therapy Player of the Game, Chris Velasquez. Chris, our new career high. Congratulations. I guess the pinky didn't bother you too much here tonight.
No, I really didn't. It was a good win, though. Today we needed this win for a push to the playoffs, and everybody just bought in. It's been a rough couple weeks, but today, the last 2 days we fought, and it really paid off today.
Senior year here, second to last home game here at the Tank. Missed the whole year with COVID. Had a whole year where fans couldn't be here. What does it mean for you and your teammates to have the support of the fans here tonight?
A packed gym in the Tank is like no other game. Every time the Tank is packed, it's a different atmosphere every time. So it just gives us energy, but it helps. It's a great day for everybody. The fans are here, everybody's having fun, and then when they win, it's no better.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Congrats on the win. Best of luck rest of the season. All right, that's going to do it for the TLC Physical Therapy post-game interview. Back to you, Nick and Joe.
All right, thank you, Nick. As that was our TLC Physical Therapy post-game interview. Our player of the game is Chris Velasquez. The Dolphins pick up a big win on their home floor as they defeat Queens College 73-67. And as I mentioned before, this win is huge in terms of helping CSI secure a spot in the East Coast Conference playoffs. You could feel the excitement in the building tonight, Nick. It was a tremendous atmosphere. We opened with Faculty Staff Appreciation Night during the women's game. Great ceremony at halftime during that game. We then had the men's game in Game 2 following up a women's victory, and the Dolphins took care of business on the men's side as well. They are now firmly firmly in the driver's seat in terms of qualifying for the playoffs.
And that's more than you can ask for when you're getting into a playoff position to control your own destiny, Joe. And that's what CSI did in this game. Velasquez was huge, as we said. Armos made some big shots down the stretch of the game. Chestnut was very active on in the first half in the game. And other than Sonny Diamond, CSI did a great job defensively of maintaining and containing the Knight offense.
26 points for Chris Velasquez tonight. He fouled out in the closing minutes. He was 11 of 18, 3 of 6 from downtown. Luis Armas had 10. Bryce Waterman had 9. J.J. Chestnut, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Messiah Mallory, 13 points, and 1 rebound shy of a double-double with 9 boards. Messiah played all 40 minutes in this game. A tremendous effort from him and his Dolphins teammates. Of course, the career high for Velasquez, our TLC physical therapy player of the game. Now, we are not on the air again here on the ECC network for quite some time. We don't have another basketball game here at the Tank until very late this month when women's basketball hosts Chestnut Hill. However, we will have coverage of CSI Dolphins athletics back on the PDF Sports Network as Nick and I will travel to Rutgers University in East Brunswick, New Jersey to cover the Metropolitan Swimming and Diving Conference Championship. Of course, the Dolphins will be participating. You can catch that broadcast on the PDF Sports Network. You can visit them at youtube.com/@PDF That's where you can find the streams for the Metropolitan Swimming and Diving Conference Championship. We'll share those on our CSI Dolphins social media accounts as well. That will be the next time you hear from Nick Durst and I. We thank Nick Bavona, who engineered for us tonight, joined us on the call. Andrew Rotundo joining us for Game 1 as well. Pat Gilorenzo on camera. And from all of us here at the College of Staten Island, thank you for watching. Our final score once again, CSI 73. Queens 67. The Dolphins now in control of their playoff fate, looking for their first postseason berth in program history. We'll see you back at the end of the month for Senior Day and our next men's basketball broadcast. Before then, catch the Mets Swimming Championship and women's basketball on February 21st.